India and the European Union are fast-tracking negotiations on their FTA with the hope to conclude it by the end of this year. Here at the SIAM Summit, I caught up with Jyoti Malhotra, the Managing Director of Volvo Cars, one of Europe's top car makers. He told me that he hopes that the India EU FTA will bring a level playing field to European car makers and bring down the overall tariff levels. In the long term, Volvo Cars has not changed its focus. The focus will be on expanding its footprint in the India market and also focusing on electrification in a big way.
I would say FTAs are welcome. I think free trade is something which is really helps the whole, I think both sides. That's the whole perspective of having a free trade agreement. And hence, I think unless the fine print is out, we can't really say where it is heading. But I can say one thing that I think we have already done as a country. We have India-UK FTA already in place, and I'm sure this will build on that. And keeping that in mind, I'm very confident that I think EU-India FTA will also come out as soon as possible. We can't really say how much is done and how it will come through, but it is now very close to, I would say, conclusion, and we hope to get it soon. But I think what it does is, the trade agreement, what it does is two things. I think it is not about suddenly things becoming cheaper. I think that's I would say, misnomer. Doesn't happen. What it does, it creates a very easy supply chain on both sides. We can source parts which much more easily and then add value here and then export them back. And I think we need to see it from that perspective, how it really impacts your economy of scale. And I think from an India perspective, I think government has been talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India. I think these trade agreements will actually boost that in a big way. And it sort of bodes well because in absence of FTAs, we can produce in India, but we can't export back. This creates an opportunity for us to, I think, do that. And I think that is something which can create a different way of looking at things in India for everyone.
All right. I would like to ask you, till now, what are the kind of hurdles which you faced in terms of growing your footprint in India, and how do you think the India EU FTA will help you get over that?
See, I think one of the key challenges for us is, we are as an industry, the luxury industry in India is still very small. We are only just 1% of the overall auto industry. Auto industry has really grown well. We are still around 1% and thereabout, right? And what it does is that it limits the scale for us, right? So in our global portfolio, there are so many cars. If I need to bring some car in India, even to test, although government has become quite liberal when it comes to homologation, I can bring some cars and I think still sell them, but the duty rate is still very high. Then it doesn't make sense to sell cars at that price and customers don't really buy them. So that's a big hurdle. What FTA can do is, if there is a car which is available in global portfolio which I want to bring in India, I either want to test it or I believe, okay, there is at least some segment of customers who can have that car. FTA will allow us to bring that car quickly at a reasonable price and offer to our consumer. And so that is one very important thing. The other thing is when we look at, okay, what do we do to sort of expand from India? So today when we look at India, we look at only India, right? With trade agreements, we can say, okay, from India, we can cater to different markets. And that can also bring a different scale to our equation. And these two things will, I think, go a long way in, I think, going forward as we sort of understand it in a better way. But ultimately, it all depends upon the fine print of the FTAs.
All right, on that note, we come to the end of this special broadcast from video journalist Akhilesh Verma, Hruday Patra and me. Thanks for watching and goodbye.